A true Karaite follows the words of Elohim, and the words of Elohim are in Tanakh. They are not in the words of some grumpy, know-it-all Karaite who claims to know everything about Elohim when they really know very little. The words of Elohim are what bring knowledge to each one of us. It is not the words of men that bring knowledge. It is not the words of a rabbi that bring knowledge. If this teacher is learning or teaching from Torah or from the entire Tanakh, it is the words of Elohim, bottom line. So therefore, the words of Elohim are what bring knowledge to each one of us. So dedicate time to study, meditation on His words. Study every day. The more you can, the better. But we can all only do what we can do based on our living environment, based on family life. I dedicate a couple hours every single day to studying because I'm blessed to have a job where I can actually dedicate a lot more time to study. That's what needs to be done if you're willing to teach. Many of us don't have the time. We have a few minutes here, a few minutes there. Elohim knows. Elohim knows what we have to deal with in our life. He knows what we're going through. He knows what we can and cannot do. He reads the heart. These are the words of Tanakh. These are not my words. These are not my teachings. These are the words of Elohim. It states in Tanakh very clearly, stop trusting in mere mortals, men, who are just the breath in their nostrils. Why consider them? Now, it's not saying that you don't listen to the words of those who are wise, but it's saying those men who claim to be wise are only wise by the direction of Elohim himself. So if this person is teaching from the words of Elohim, that knowledge, regardless, is coming from Elohim. So therefore, we ourselves have to be dedicated to studying His words for ourselves. Careful study. And when I show people how to study, I tell them every time, it's not just reading chapter after chapter and going through. Many Christians do this all the time, and other people with other books will just zip through every chapter. For example, they'll do a chapter a day. Boom, read through the whole Bible. But they miss the whole point of what the chapter's talking about. They don't catch those yummy crumbs that are left behind in the Torah when you slow down and take in every verse, every letter, and take your time and really take it in and ask yourself, what is Elohim really trying to teach here? Don't rush your study. Dedicate time, concentrate on the chapter, and really study intently. Ask yourself the question. Go back to a verse. Read it over again. Ask yourself, did I miss anything here? Did I miss something here? The Torah is so delicious, so beautiful, that if you rush through a reading just for the sake of getting through the reading, you will miss so much. So I'm encouraging you, who is watching this video, when you study carefully. Study carefully. Reflect on what you have studied. Don't just read and say, I'm done. Reflect on what you have studied. Reflect on it. Meditate on it. Go back and ask yourself, what am I getting from here? What am I learning from this? What is the message that Elohim is trying to show me here? Because this document, this Torah, the Tanakh, was written for our benefits, to guide us in our life with Him, walking with Him. It wasn't meant for the authorities to show you what it's about. Each one of us have the duty, the honor, the blessing to study the words of our Creator and get to know what He's trying to tell us. There are some of us who will breeze through the reading and take what we will out of it and move on. And there are many of us who will focus in on what we're reading and take it in and believe every letter, every word, every single detail as the truth. Now, everybody has their respective views on what that truth is. The point is, be fearless in your study. Be fearless if you find something that's true in Torah and it contradicts the words of men, secular leaders. Do not have fear of the people of the world. Fear Elohim. Fear his words. Follow what he says. Believe what he says. Don't believe the words of men. Believe Elohim. Only his words are eternal, timeless, and for our benefit. The words of men are utter garbage. There are wise people, there are good people that do a lot of good things on this earth. I do not deny this. But if we have to choose between the words of men and the words of Elohim, we must go with the words of Elohim. So be focused, pray intently for knowledge and wisdom, and know that that knowledge, bottom line, comes from Elohim. And don't let nobody bring you down when it comes to that.